Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target Common YouTube channel, and in this video we are going to learn how to install Git on Windows machine, and also we'll set or configure username and email address for Git. So in I've already started a playlist on Git, and I already covered two videos on it, like version control system and what is Git. And in this video we learn the installation of Git. So installing the Git is very easy. It's like installing any ordinary software on Windows machine, and it's like similar in other operating system like Linux and Mac. I don't have both, so I will just try to install the Git on Windows, but it is the same process. So for that, first thing you need to do, you need to go to the official website of Git. So I will just type git download, and it will go to first link git scm git-scm.com, and you can see based on your operating system automatically it is showing that you can download for Windows. Okay, and the latest version is 2.36.1. so it's like if you have some Mac OS or Linux, you can click here and it will download the appropriate installation file. So let me click on download for Windows, and if I click on it, it will download. Okay, so you need to click here, like click here to download. Okay, it will download the latest this version here, and this is Git for Windows. So let me download it, and you can see it downloads one exe file. Now click on this exe file, and we know that the extension will be exe executable file, that is for Windows, and for Mac and Linux it will be different. So once the download is completed, you need to double click on the exe file. So this will like simple, where it will ask you the permission, like yeah, I need to continue with the installation of Git. Then click on yes, and the first window is called like public license. You simply click on next here. If you have time, you can read it. So this is the location where Git will be installed. So it is going under C program files and Git. Click on next, and so because I've already installed the Git previously, so it's saying that this folder already exists. Okay, so would you like to install that folder anyway? If you are installing the Git first time, you'll not get this as a message, but if you're installing it again, then you will get this pop-up. You simply need to click on yes. So here you need to check two things here. You can create the additional icon on the desktop, okay, if you need. And then we have Git bash here. You make sure that these options are already selected, but if you're not selected, please select the Git bash and Git GUI here. We'll see later how Git bash will be helpful. Click on next again, and it will again like what is the folder name, so it will be Git. Click on next. So here we have like there will be many commands in which you need editor. Okay, and what I will say that if you are using the Windows, then use the Notepad++. That will be much better for Windows users. But if you are using Mac or Linux, you can go for Vim editor. But if you are confident with the Vim and you know all the commands, then you can set the Vim as well. It's up to you, and later also you can go and change it. So I will use Notepad++ as the default editor. Click on next, and this is another window like here seeing that adjusting the name of the initial branch in the new repositories. So if you know basics of Git, then generally the main branch or the initial branch we call like master, right? If you see like GitLab or some other Bitbucket, so you see the main branch name will be master. Okay, but if you want, you can change it. You can have some different name as well, like you can put some your application name branch, or you can put anything here. So that option is provided by this option. You can give the name here also, or you can give it later as well. You can see this one first option, like let Git decide. So by default it is giving you the master. You have master in master branch. We are merging the code, or we are pulling it from master branch. We are pushing the changes to master branch, or we are raising the MR merge request, okay, which will merge the code from your feature branch to your master branch. That is like normal behavior. But if you want to change that name, change that default branch name, then you can simply click on it and you can give the name. Okay, but as of now I am going with the default and let Git decide. Click on next now, and let it be like, okay, second option here. If you are selecting this option, then you can use the git command from your command prompt cmd, then Windows PowerShell, and you can use the git bash as well. So no need of configuring much things by default, means manually. Automatically this will take care of that, so that you can run the git commands from all these three sources. Click on next now, let it be default option. It's also be default option, this also should be default option. Click on next. So here as of now you may not understand this one, so better to go with the default. Click on next, and the first one, Git Credential Manager. So if you know, if you need to push the changes or sometimes you need to pull the changes, you need to provide the credentials on access token. Those things are required. But if you use the Git Credential Manager, it will eliminate those requirement. It will simply authenticate once and you can easily push and pull. So those things we'll see later. So as of now I'm selecting the Git Credential Manager and click on next. Again next, default one. If you want to try with these things you can go, otherwise you can go with the default option which is not selected. Now click on install. So I tried to explain the window, all the screens, and just to show you what are the important check mark you need to select, okay, or checkbox you need to select, because that will help you to use the Git properly. One major advantage was like Git bash, installing the Git bash and Git Credential Manager. Okay, it will take some time, but it will be installed quickly, and you can see it's almost done. I don't want to see any release note, so I will simply uncheck this checkbox and I will click on finish. So we are done with the Git installation. Now how can you verify whether Git is installed or not? So what you can do, you can simply type Windows R and then cmd. So if you do git -version, okay, you can see we have installed 2.36.1 Windows version. Git -version is the command to check the Git version installed on your system. So it also proves that Git is installed on your system. And if you remember, while installing we have selected to install Git bash. So if you simply go and type Git bash, okay, it will open one app, and here if you run the same command, it will give you the same answer. Means we are able to run the git command in the normal command prompt also and git bash also. So I'll take a separate video what is the difference between this normal like default command prompt and git bash, okay, and why we should use git bash as well. And you have some there's another one in Windows, that PowerShell, okay, there also you can run the git command. So this is possible because we selected one option in which automatically it will configure the git path, right, if you remember. Now so once you have installed the git and we have checked already which version I've installed, so there are two things which you should set after installing the git, okay. Those two things will be like setting up the email address and username. Why that is needed? Because when we perform any commit or anything, right, so git requires the information so that it can mark, okay, this particular user has committed or changed something, okay. So that we'll see later, but we need to set up two properties, okay, and that property you can set either as global level or repository level. So global level means we can have multiple repositories, right? Multiple repository we need to work with. So we can set a global property which will be applicable for all the repository we create or we use. but we can also set based on the repository as well. So these are like Git concepts which we'll see later, but as of now we are going to just set two properties globally. So for that command is very simple. So since we are going to run a git command, so starting should be git. Okay, it's like normal Java. If you want to run in Java commands, you start with the Java, right? Java C, Java PA, right? Kind of thing. So to run any git command, start with the git. Then we need to do some configuration, means we need to set the username and email address. So that is configuration. So we have a command called git config. Okay, config. So again here we need to pass one parameter which will say that I am going to set my username and email address globally. Okay, so for that we have a option called hyphen global, and then you need to say that okay, what property you want to set. So I want to set the name. So the property name will be user.name actually. Exact property name will be user.name. Then there no need to pass any equal to and all, just to pass Amod Mahajan, or whatever name you have. Click on. Same way we need to set the email address git config hyphen global user dot email amod dot mahajan at hotmail.com. So if you see here I have misspelled my email ID, so I will just correct it and enter it. So I have set, I don't see any output, but the command has been done successfully. But how I will check it whether my username has been set or my email address has been set or not? So for that we have command like git config. Okay, which property? Global property. What is the property name? User dot name, and simply enter. So we'll see what the name I have set it. Same way I can check with the email. Okay, I can see the name here. Now suppose I want to just update the name. Okay, so there's simple command you need to do. You need to run the same command again and just update the name here. Like instead of Amod Mahajan, I want to pass Amod dot Mahajan and enter. So if you try to see the name, you can see it is updated. So these are the basic command to set the username and user email. In the next video, we're going to learn the Git concept. But before that, make sure that Git is installed and you have configured the properties. Okay. So if you have any doubt, please comment on this video. If you really like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe and share with others. Thank you everyone.